right there. Right, let's move on. So, Marcus, we're going to talk about what recruitment managers really wants. No, that's not a movie title. It could be a movie title, all right? The thing is with Marcus is he's seen all angles of recruitment. And what I suggested to Marcus was, based on our audience, it'd be awesome for him to be able to allow you to see what goes on inside the recruiter's shoes. You know, when they're sitting on the other side of the desk, Marcus, obviously, being an expert recruiter, recruitment manager, people operations manager, industrial relations, often has to be the conduit between his stakeholders and the candidates themselves, okay? And so, obviously, for him to be successful and for his business to be successful, they need to be really efficient in the ability to be able to identify the right people and hire them. So I thought it'd be great for Marcus to be able just to run us through, you know, based on his experience, you know, what does it take to be a good candidate, and what does it take to be a candidate that's easy to place and easy to hire? Marcus, do you want to start maybe talking through some of the concepts that you believe allows our job seekers to be easy to hire?
Yeah, good points. Yeah. So look, as Trevor's alluded to, I worked on all sides of the fence as an agency recruiter for 10 years, and then as an on-site recruiter for NCR, AT&T, Marconi, and then moved into this the setup of recruitment teams on sites such as Advanture and Telstra and HP. And also, I've been an on-site recruiter as well, doing the internal mobility components of those, and also external hires. And in the last sort of really 10 years, I've sort of moved more into sort of an operation. So I've set up the recruitment teams, but I primarily liaise with the business, and also still get my feet wet by interviewing and screening. So I just want to sort of maybe pick up from Andrew, who I believe was talking yesterday, last Thursday, and he was talking about know your brand, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
And part of that, what came out of that was people wanted to know, how do you stand out? How does a candidate stand out from the myriad of applicants coming in, and to get your brand forward? And I suppose your brand is your prior experience, your ability to problem solve in specific areas, your ability to communicate written and verbal, you know, and get on. That's the brand that you're selling, and you need to tailor your brand to the specific role. So to get that standout, you need to show a couple of things, and this is for me looking as a recruiter, as an on-site recruiter, and as a hiring manager. When I look back at the candidates that stood out, for me, and that are memorable, they did a couple of things, and these are the key things, areas that I draw out. Is firstly, when they applied for the role, they had a really good understanding of the role that they were applying for. Okay. So they had shown me that they have looked at the requirements and said, "Yep, that's the type of role I'm looking for." They could clearly articulate, because they understand, you know, their experience and what they can bring to the role to resolve problems. Because in effect, what a manager is looking for, a hiring manager, is to solve a problem. And the candidates that stand out are the ones that show up front, that they understand the requirement, and then they have the skills and experience to resolve that problem. And finally, the thing that stands out is it's not only can they show that, yes, I've done that type of role in the past, but they can demonstrate what the outcomes were. So a resume says this is where you were, this is what you were supposed to do, but it doesn't actually say how well you did it. It doesn't actually say the challenges that you had to face and overcome. So